What is going on, everybody? And as you guys know, I am covering the best vehicle in every single class here. So now we are on the Hovercraft class, guys. And while this was honestly kind of self-explanatory because we all know what the best one is, hint hint, Speedster. But going over, let's take a look at the other ones on why I don't like them. So obviously the BumbleBEEX is honestly kind of weird and wonky. I don't like how that thing drives at all. The XK Armored is a vehicle I've actually never driven this one at all. The only time I really ever drive some of these is if you have to in the Summit, like it's a specific vehicle you have to pick. Besides that, really no reason. And looking over the double L-EEX, like I said, I don't use any of these either, guys. I mean, these might be pretty decent, but the Speedster is just so good in every aspect, it's really hard to use any of these. But having the right set on some of these could definitely help you guys a lot with your speed and all that, obviously, which I'll get into in a second. I do not use the XT3 at all, which I believe that one is for completing all the missions in the purple side of the game there. And then that is pretty much it for those guys. There's only 5 of these hovercrafts that I have anyway. I'm sure there's probably more, but only have 5 of them. So let's get into why I like the Speedster so much. Well, obviously, guys, the Speedster is honestly one of the best looking ones in the game. I mean, look at that. I mean, the thing looks freaking awesome. If we jump right into the performance here, I am running Drifty, Pure, and Extra Pump there, which I made a video a while back on the best set you guys want to have for this class. And having Drifty on the Hovercraft, guys, is literally the craziest thing you can possibly do with these. I mean, the nitrous will go up instantly because most of the time these are sliding anyway, and you need nitrous to keep that thing going and all that. And honestly, guys, like I said, you'll never run out of nitrous having Drifty on there. These things are so much faster, get way better times on summits, and having this on the Speedster makes this thing just so much better than every other one in the game, and this thing is insanely on top. So I'm going to jump right into one of the races right now and show you guys how important this set is, but also why this freaking Speedster is so dope. Let's get right into it. So guys, jumping right into the race here with the Speedster. Now, this is actually the race I wanted to pick for this because you get to see how good the having Drifty on this thing actually is. And also, guys, like I said, whenever there's a summit active, this is the one that I use every single time. There's no other actual like hovercraft I've ever really used. And if you guys noticed, a lot of the leaderboards, most of the people are using the Speedster, probably for good reasons. This thing is just that good and it's just so amazing to use, and you guys will see how quick this thing actually is. So you guys will notice that I really never run out of nitrous as well. So you notice how important having nitrous on this thing is. That's why so many people say you got to get the nitrochemist on this. I didn't realize it either, but having Drifty on this class, guys, like, you'll get such high times on the summits, it's insane. If you guys look at my nitrous bar a little bit down there, sometimes you'll notice how fast my nitrous goes up. It's kind of crazy. Like, you'll literally never run out when you're drifting. And as long as you're in a race that has that, which most races you can drift around, you kind of have to around turns and stuff like that. Like the Everglade race, another good one that you do drift around a lot. And honestly, like I said, I was using the Speedster on all these. Most of the summits that had the no restriction races, I was running the Speedster, and I always get like top 100 normally. Sometimes top 50 with this set build on this thing, and actually running this. I know some people run other hovercraft, so personally this thing is just so dope. And like, I mean, look how you literally never run out of nitrous, and most hovercrafts only do about 100, but this thing just holds its speed so good, I noticed, compared to others. And I think that's what really puts it over the top when it comes to me at least using this as the hovercraft that I run. That video I made a while ago about the build you guys want to have, like specific parts you guys want to go for, I was talking a lot about the Drifty and all that because it is very, very important to have on this thing. And I would say that that is something you guys definitely want to go after running this thing, because look, when the summits have hovercraft races, because I notice they've been popping up more and more, some people might not have the best parts, and the hovercrafts struggle a lot if you don't have good nitrous control on them, because you have to use the nitrous so much to keep the speed up. So if I take my finger off the nitrous, it only stays at such a certain speed there and it won't go any faster. You have to use nitrous to get faster. Notice how I have instant nitrous again hitting this turn. So if you did go through a lot of nitrous in that little lap there, you pretty much get it all back in this set area right here. And a lot of the races do have a ton of turns, so your nitrous will go right back up because these things have to slide. So it's a great thing to have on here. Obviously, the nitrous is something you literally need to use on the hovercrafts. I'm sure most people know that. But you literally need it to turn to keep your speed up, pretty much everything. So having a good build on there will help tremendously. And I feel like that's where the Speedster is ahead of everything else. I mean, in every way. I don't think there's any other hovercraft that can compete with this thing, honestly, because I just don't think there is. And when I first was wondering what the best one was, I looked at the Speedster and I'm like, well, that's probably the best one to use, just by looking at it. And surely enough, this thing is freaking insane, guys. So I recommend going after the Speedster if you're looking for the best hovercraft you guys can use for pretty much everything. And go after Drifty for your part set there. Like, get Nitrochemist, Drifty, Extra Pump, and Frenetic. Literally the best set you guys can have on this thing. You'll never run out of nitrous. You'll always get the most speed, and it's just so important, guys. Anyway, go get yourself a Speedster. This thing is amazing, and here I'm going to show my settings for this thing now. And here are the settings I'm running on my Proto Speedster.